listening to Allman in the Morning. Common Sense Radio.
Finally, it looks like we have some movement as some traditionally liberal groups are now speaking out against Muslim repression. I'm not quite sure they're going to do it in Arab countries where it's obvious, for instance, in Iran. But at least when it comes to Chechnya, we have some of these human rights organizations now hammering the government there and urging our government to do something about it, or at least say something about it, Nikki Haley and the rest. In Chechnya, where apparently some of these LGBTQ rights groups, they applied for pride parade permits and then were summarily arrested. So they basically applied for permits, and then the police came and got them and arrested them. And they're now in what they're alleging are concentration camps in Chechnya. It's a Muslim majority nation, so it's surprising actually that the left is now suddenly interested in Muslim oppression, because normally we're told that you are not to speak ill of Islam in any way, shape, or form, but apparently some people are doing just that. KJ, back with us. All right, buddy. Thanks for the extra hit here before I get to Skip Weber and Weber Chevrolet and Weber's World. So you want to chime in real quickly on this United story? Because I know that's a topic you wanted to talk about. What's up?
I think it's pretty funny. I had a run-in with United where I went for a flight that was going to leave at 6 a.m., got there at 4:30 because that's when the airport opens. And about 5:15, that guy comes around and starts giving out these slips, and they just arbitrarily cancel the flight. And I ended up paying about $700. I had to make a meeting, and the flight they could get me, I was going to be there by 10 o'clock in Arizona, and they couldn't get me there. So I had to fly another airline, obviously lost my segment, and United sent me a voucher. They sent me a note saying, we'll give you $150 for the voucher. I'm like, what are you talking about? I had to buy another flight. So look, here's what I would say, and I think most people would agree. If you're sitting on a plane and you bought a ticket, you feel like, I'm home. I'm home free, and for the United to do that, I think was pretty sorry. But what was really worse, and I don't think people know this, there was a hit piece done about Dr. Dow.
Yeah.
Right after that, saying that he was involved in some sort of a sex scandal with one of his, I guess his receptionist, a male receptionist, and he eventually tried to pay the guy off with drugs. And I don't know whether that's true or not, but it has nothing to do with him being dragged off a plane after having paid for a seat.
Well, the attempted hit on him, KJ, actually wound up bolstering his case, because what happened is he lost his license and then regained his license. And his whole argument was, I have to go to Louisville. I do 1 day a week at this clinic. If I don't show up, it's a condition of my reinstatement of my license that I continue this practice, and if I just leave patients in the dirt, I'm going to lose my license again.
No, he had every look. I've been that guy on the flight, the last guy, and I had to make a speech, and I literally was the last guy on the flight, and it was only because a guy gave up his seat in order for me to do that. I've been that guy.
Yeah.
And had they yanked me off that plane, it would have been really bad news. But look, I don't know that that's the story that most people want to talk about. I think that we have bigger issues besides that. Here's what I can tell you about the airline industry. They own you. When you get in the airport, the government owns you. When you get on that plane, they own you even more. And it's sad to watch this kind of treatment happen. But I think this bigger thing, and we were talking about it before the break, is the fact, and I predicted this. I said Donald Trump is going to use the GDP of America as leverage for all the things we're talking about. And he did exactly that, Jamie. He talked to China. He said, our trade deficit with you is $747 billion, $349 billion your way. Not the deficit, that's what we do in trade. $349 billion your way. We're going to adjust that. Oh, by the way, you need to take care of Korea. So he used our trade deficit to take care of Korea and managed to get coal shipped from America and cancel a coal shipment that was going to be coming from Korea. He did all that, and you won't hear leftists talking about it. You won't hear that negotiation. The same thing with Russia. When he shot the missiles over to Syria, Donald Trump's like, I'm not worried about a Russian response because you don't have access to our market. And if you do anything to disrupt our market, you've disrupted the most productive citizens in the world. Where are you going to replace it? So I think that this idea that the people think he's a lunatic and he doesn't know what he's doing is ridiculous. He's using our GDP and the fact that the people listening to this program, you guys, are the reason that Donald Trump has leverage. We buy more crap than anybody in the world. I hate to put it that way, but it's the truth.
That's true. All right. At Kevin Jackson TBS, Kevin Jackson Show, 10 to midnight on Saturdays here at FM News Talk 97.1. Thank you, brother. I got to get to Skip. Thanks so much.
Man, you take
appreciate that. It's Skip Weber.